Okay, we're moving on to the last presentation of the day, which is Stefan. Dr. Stefan Carmien is a retired senior research fellow. He received a PhD in computer science with a certificate in cognitive science from the University of Colorado. His PhD work was the design of systems for active task support for persons with cognitive disabilities and their caregivers. Currently, he focuses on ubiquitous and mobile assistive technology and context-aware systems, studying the socio-technological environment, its context, and the human user, deep personal configuration, and end-user programming. He's a senior member of the ACM and the IEEE societies. He's the vice chair of the RESNA Cognitive Accessibility Standard Committee, and a member of the ISO 73 WG11, which he'll no doubt explain what that is. He's contributed 17 peer review articles, 9 book chapters, and is the author of 2 books. He's wonderful, and I'll pass you over to Stefan right now.
Oh, good. Excellent. Oh, so the last thing about the ISO is their version of a series of design standards for people with cognitive disabilities. And if you look it up, I just don't like the fact that ISO charges so much because it's a really nice piece of document. But at any rate, you might want to check that out if you're interested in this area. So I first became aware of the issue of locked-in people when I was working in Spain. One of my coworkers was a woman named Femke Nibajor, who some of you may know, and we talked about this communication issue with locked-in people. And I realized, I asked her, and then I did some research, and there doesn't seem to be anything, any research or development done on assisting them to initialize conversation. So you're locked in, and there may be all kinds of, great letterboards or BCI or whatever else, but you got to get the caregiver in front of you. And to do that, you need some help. So I designed a system to do that for locked-in people. So you can play. You want to play the video, or should I?
I have it ready to play, so I can play it.
Okay, go ahead and play it. This is the device that I have constructed. This is a device that facilitates people who are suffering from locked-in syndrome to initiate conversation. There's a lot of systems ranging from physical brain implants to kinds of little support systems to allow them to communicate if they can only move their eyeballs with people. But the big problem is there doesn't appear to have been done any kind of R&D or research on how they initiate conversations. So what we have here is a box that accepts an input, and in this case it's a little card that's glued to an empty glass frame. So the good thing about using this glass frame is that it eliminates difficulty in positioning it on the person who needs it. I used before myoelectric muscle sensors, and they were pretty finicky, and they also required too much expertise in how to plant the sensor on the face, and this solves that problem. So my son and I built this device, and what it does is when it picks up the signal, it will then do 2 things. It will turn on this plug, which is tied into this lamp here, and it will also play something. It'll play a recorded file. Now, the recorded file that I have for actual use is very long, so I have one that's just very short, and that allows me to go back and forth between training and not training, so that you can do multiple training instances without having to listen to the whole lengthy audio file. So I'm going to try it on right now. I'm going to put it on, and what it does here is it's set, and the Arduino that's driving this whole thing so that I have to do a long blink, a short blink, and a long blink. So that keeps it from being accidentally triggered. So if you look here at this bar, this bar is reading the intensity of the output of this chip. And this chip has a sensor in it that picks up motion and then transfers it to this device. So I'm putting it on now. And you can see the bar gets bigger. All right, so now I'm in test mode. So I'm going to do a long blink and a short blink and a long blink, and you'll see things happen. Long blink, short blink, long blink.
You successfully triggered the device in learning mode.
See, it's really easy to train the person to do this. It's just a long blink, a short blink, and a long blink. And the fact that it needs all three of those things keeps it from being triggered accidentally, as I said before. So I'm going to turn it to the actual one. You see, the nice thing about this bar up here is that it lets you know that it's alive and picking up signal without necessarily doing anything. So that helps the caregiver to get it set up in the first place. Once it's set up, I'm going to trigger it, put it into non-training mode. There's a card in there, a memory card in there that can have arbitrarily long audio put on it, and there's an MP3 player that plays whatever you put on that card. So that's relatively easy to customize for the person. So here I'm pretending to be a person named Christopher who wants to communicate. I'm setting it in non-training mode. So long blink, short blink, long blink. Hello, it's Christopher over here. I need someone to help me communicate. Hello? So, hello? Pretty cool. Okay. So, what I'm looking for here is because I'm retired, I don't have the accessibility to subjects to test this device, and I'm looking to find some help in trying this out with people that are actually locked in, and then once it's successful, a paper will be written up, and I intend to communicate with people who design and build and sell either AAC or assistive technology in general, and give them the design. And it's only about, I don't know, $150 in parts. So in the world of assistive technology, this thing is dirt cheap. And if anyone is willing to try it out and has some locked-in people to try it out on, let me know, and I will come out and bring it to you anywhere on the world. I worked on this for about 2.5 years, and it was finished about 3 years ago, and I certainly would like to see something done with it. Anybody have any questions?
Fernando's put his hand up.
Fernando?
Can we hear Fernando?
I'm unmuting you. Hold on, Fernando. There you go.
Yeah, no, it's not really a question. It's more a commentary about how important this problem of initiating communication is.
Yes.
As I told this morning, and it's kind of surprising that something that is ingenious and intelligent but relatively low tech and cheap has not gone around. I don't know what the situation is now, but I will certainly put you in touch with two of the persons who collaborate with us, and I don't know, but they are in Spain. But
that's fine. Spain is fine with me.
You can probably communicate with them. So I assume that your email address is on your website, and
I'm in California, and I have a website, scarmien.com.
I'll look it up and put you in touch. I mean, because this was so important. I mean, all hinged on the problem of initiating communication, for the judges who incapacitated these people. Especially especially Mauricio, no? The other person who was not spontaneous, there are these words that it was not spontaneous, and so anyways, great work.
That was so cool to hear. That was so cool to hear. I immediately
I'll send you the paper.
Okay, and
thank you.
So anybody else who's interested in it, and you just contact me, and I will in fact come out to you wherever you are in the world. I have the resources to do that much. And I like to test it. But I do also think that the first question you asked, Fernando, is really good, is how important is this?
Yes.
How it's in the first place, you got to see, do they want it? Does anybody want it? Did I make something out of thin air? The big problem with designing for people who are dramatically or real fundamentally different than us is we tend to put ourselves to make a persona in our head and think about what we want, and we are really wrong a lot of the time. So that's a good first question. All right.
That's great. Thank you so much, Stefan. I love your enthusiasm. I love your creativity. It's just marvelous to hear you talking. And it's absolutely correct. I knew you and Fernando would get on really well about this particular subject. And initiating conversation is clearly vitally important. So you're doing some really good work.
I got to say,
good man.
It's a really, really good book.
Thank you very much.
So if you're working with it, and besides all the different points of view, your initial chapter in the statistical appearance of this syndrome was really, really useful. Nobody else is talking about this. And the last question I want to know is: has anyone in the group tried to work with the locked-in people in Paris?
Yeah, well, there's a locked-in syndrome community association in Paris called Alice. I think Fernando's been involved with them. He's got a finger up.
Okay, that's good. We should, if we're doing our thing over here, which is fine, it would be good to share.
Yeah, I'll contact. There's a lovely woman called Agnes who's mostly in charge of Alice over here, so I'll give her your contact details, and I'll post your website on the Locked-in Syndrome Community Forum. So that should draw you some attention.
That's excellent. If you want to look at the video just go to YouTube Stefan Carmien.
Okay.
And that's where I had this video.
Okay, I'll keep that. Fernando, is that another hand wave or are you done? Lovely to see you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for letting me have the opportunity.
It was great to have you with us, Stefan. Thank you.